Guys, happy Merry 2023 for our first video. We're pretty excited about this guy because this is the Gamevice Flex. If you think this looks familiar, that's because it's actually made by the same manufacturer that made the Kishi version 1.
So from our understanding, Razer did not design the Kishi. Gamevice was actually the company that designed the Kishi,
licensed it to them.
Licensed it to Razer. So has a lot of similarities, but improves upon the Kishi quite a bit.
It does, yeah. And I think in a lot of ways, this is what we kind of hoped the Kishi version 2 was. It's not that we dislike that device because it's good for what it is, but we are pretty big fans of this.
Yeah.
So let's just dive into it. I guess starting off with the sticks, which right away, I remember when we had the Kishi version 1, we were talking about how we wish there was just a little bit more grip, and then they added the grip around the edges.
I mean, this feels a lot like Xbox thumbsticks right here. And so if you like the grip and like the little like ridge on an Xbox stick, then you're gonna feel very at home with this. I personally think the Xbox has the best feeling sticks of any controller. I don't prefer the Xbox controller overall. Like,
no,
I like a little bit of almost everything.
You like the grip and
I like the
tension,
grip
yeah.
and the tension, the height. Like, I feel like Xbox does really good with the sticks. I almost feel like they may have watched a lot of our other videos because, in my opinion, spoiler alert before we go any farther, I think they put just about everything we've said we ever wanted in any of the other things right here.
Yeah.
Like, there is not much to dislike about it at all.
No. Yeah, we can go all over the board with this, but first off, in the box,
you get so much extra stuff.
The fact that they went to this degree is kind of insane.
Yeah.
They give you a sizer.
So basically, you take your phone, and even if you have a case, you can be like, okay, what sizer do I need to put in here? All right, cool. Yep, that's the one right there. And so you need to use L25 and R15A.
Boom.
You know, so they've got pieces in here. I mean, and there is so many of them. I mean, so many of them. This is just one box. It is insane how many different shaped and sized spacers there are on this thing. Like, it is just absolutely insane.
Are you gonna put this back in?
Yep. Nope. Staying on the table. So
That's
first
some
of all,
rubber inserts for
some rubber inserts.
Someone that doesn't have a case on their phone.
So here's the thing, as we've just made a mess all over the desk. This is the first one I think we've tested that I can confidently say probably 90% of phone cases will still work with the device.
Yep.
So far, it's not like we've tested every phone case available because that'd be impossible. So far, everything we've tried, what phones have we tried? I mean, this is the
So we have the
Sony.
OnePlus, the 9 Pro, then we have the Sony, this is the Mark IV, then what else have we tried? Is that it? That's it, I guess, right now.
But yeah, we just grabbed any
S22
devices.
Ultra.
Yeah, any devices we could get to try it on with different cases, and so far it's all worked, and that's amazing. I feel like
big deal,
that is
in
a
our
huge
opinion.
deal to just know that you don't have to take your case off. So far, all of these that we've tested, we've loved them. The Kishi's great, Backbone's been great, all of them just been great, but you have to take your case off. For almost every single one, you cannot play it with a case on, and this one, you can.
And as you see, we've already measured this one, and as you see how it fits, it's like, once
snug. And it's good. It feels
and
solid.
that's with the case. You just line it up. There you go.
And it works.
Yeah. So,
it works
anyways,
great.
That's great because that's something we've been talking about forever.
Yeah, we're like, when are they going to make one of these that still
you've
lets
asked
you
us
keep
that
your
a
case
lot.
on? Yeah. I feel like we've gotten plenty of comments that are like, well, can I use it with this case? And we're like, I don't know. You can try. Like, it didn't work with our case on our phone, but you can try it. But back to the actual device itself. I mean, I guess that was part of the device. It opens a lot like the Kishi, has that kind of
we apologize that we're going to be comparing that a lot, but we just, it's a clear comparison.
It clearly is a lot like it. I mean, they are similar shaped. This is slightly taller and wider. I will say, just even without a phone, just doing this feels more comfortable on the Gamevice. D-pad feels incredible. As I've said on some of the other ones, this has that like SNES D-pad feel, like if you grew up playing on the Super Nintendo, it feels like that type of D-pad, where the Kishi is a little more like
squishy
and spongy. Like you're not really sure you pushed the button. And same for the ABXY buttons. It's like they have a soft press to them, but there's also a nice like kind of haptic feel to them in a way. I don't know if that's the correct word, but like you've pushed it, but it's also not clicky. Like this is actually sitting right here. We weren't planning to try and compare this to everything, but it's not like the Gamesir that's just super clicky. Like there's no sponge, there's no soft feel to anything. It's just literally like a clicky button. Adam, why don't you tell them about those triggers up there?
Yeah. So once again, I do like how on the shoulder buttons here, it's kind of I don't know why, it feels so nice.
Again,
there's a slight tension.
Kind of like the ABXY buttons. It's kind of got a nice soft press, but there's a very specific like almost not really a click. I don't want to call it a click.
Exactly.
There's like a very specific, I pushed that, and I know I pushed that button, and I can't deny that the button was pressed and registered. Just
enough to let you know I'm there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this may sound like this is a very clicky button. It's not.
It is not at all.
That's like Kishi, the X3 is very much like that, but this is not. And the triggers, they add this extra tension, and it feels less cheap. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's firmer with, I just really like
the shape of these triggers remind me a little more of the Backbone. I probably use the Backbone the most out of all of this. Like shape-wise reminds me a little of the Backbone, but they definitely have a nicer feel. The Backbones they don't move as far, and they're way more loose.
Less tension too.
Yeah, much more loose feeling. Yep. As far as the USB-C, and this has an iPhone version as well, so if you have an iPhone, you're not left out on this, which is great. A lot of them only have one or the other, so that's awesome that they made both. It's great that it feels a lot like an actual console controller. And I know we tried things like the Moga and the Nacon, and those are definitely a little more console feeling just because of the shape of them, but they're also Bluetooth. And the benefit of this being a USB-C connection or a lightning port for an iPhone is that you're directly connection. Like the lag is considerably less. Like
no battery, you have to worry about charging.
You don't have to worry about charging it. It makes it much more convenient. This is really just a throw in your backpack and go. I mean, if your pockets are big enough, you probably fit it in your pocket and take somewhere and play your games anywhere. We tested it with Xbox Cloud Gaming, and as far as we could tell, everything worked perfectly. We also tested it with PlayStation Remote Play, and you might ask how we did that because you're not allowed to use third-party controllers with PlayStation Remote Play through an Android device, but we actually have a video on that. You can check that out up here, whichever side it's going to be on. But yeah, you can check that out, and we can teach you how to do that. There's an app called PS Play, and it's awesome. We use it all the time. But yeah, it worked with both. I mean, without any setup or configuring whatsoever, it plugged into the phone and immediately started working.
Yeah, we just like to let a lot of people know that because there's no reason we think that should keep you from buying this. If you, that's a $5 app that you can use.
Yeah, and I know, and a lot of people have asked about some of the other devices. They're like, well, it's Xbox branded, so it only works with Xbox. And that is not true whatsoever.
Yeah, don't let that keep you.
This worked with games directly on the phone. It worked with Xbox Cloud Play. It worked with PlayStation Remote Play through the PS Play app. So, I mean, it works. I mean, there are some mobile games, like Call of Duty takes some configuring for each controller, but that's more of Call of Duty's issue, not the controller. But yeah, no, overall, I mean, we're going to do a detailed comparison, comparing all of the newer ones. I know we did that last year with the current models from last year, but Gamevice wasn't a thing then. So, or at least this controller itself wasn't out at that time. So we're going to do a very detailed comparison, but as of right now, I think this
we're big fans,
might be my favorite.
So yeah, like first off, I'm sorry that we keep comparing to this, but there's a reason. It's just like we liked this when it first came out. All of a sudden, it's like we're gonna give you some handles.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it a little bigger. We're gonna improve on everything. There's not one thing they didn't improve on. And then our favorite part that we didn't mention is just the headphone jack.
Oh yeah, you get a headphone jack.
And for us,
that is useful.
We personally like using our wired headphones and our wireless ones, and the fact that it's just there for those that want it. Something they didn't have on the original. That's just awesome.
Because let me just tell you, no Bluetooth headphone in existence sounds as good as these.
Yeah.
So
just a slight difference.
So if you want ridiculous sound, wired headphones are the way to go.
Once again, that may not benefit you, but we're fans that it's just there. So they did a great job on this, guys. And if someone has this and they're wondering, it is approved all the way around, and we definitely think that's worth getting. But the fact that you can use your phone case, it's portable, it just feels good in the hand.
And this has an iPhone version too.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the thing. We're gonna do a comparison. We're gonna need to do a sit down, test the same games on everyone kind of video again. But
And we have debated doing this, guys. Put in the comments if you'd like to see this, that we thought it might even be fun doing a live stream with you guys, where you guys actually ask us questions about the devices live, to be like, hey, does this work with this? We can test it on the spot for you.
We'd love to do that.
Yeah, what D-pad do you like better? Can you explain them? Where we can answer all that for you guys live. If that's something you'd like to see us do, put in the comments. So, yeah.
Well, we hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel, because we plan to do a whole lot more this year. And we hope you go watch some other videos, because we have some more comparing some different stuff like this. There was one more thing we wanted to note about this, which really isn't necessarily like a huge downside, but it just kind of depends.
Yeah.
But
I would say it's the only negative in my eyes, at least, because if you have a fold, for instance, we use this with the Nikon, same thing with MGX, where you just can't use it on this. Like if they would have designed this to where they didn't have it closed at the top and had left that open, then you could theoretically start using this stuff. They could have left the bottom and just left the top open.
But I can see where they'd be worried that it wouldn't be as secure on the phone. But that would be kind of awesome to use.
That's like, for anyone wondering that has a fold, that's the only thing. Like a folding phone, you really can't use it with that. But that's just something we want to know.
But we will see you guys on the next video. We hope you are having a great year so far, and see you later.
Yeah, see you guys.